Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Well, I wish I could be seeing you and not just you seeing me. Hope everyone had a beautiful Sukkot and that you're settling back into you know, this part of the semester. If you're having midterms already, I hope they're going well. And for those of you who I'm in touch with, it's obviously something, of course, I enjoy. And for those of you who I've been less in touch with, let's fix that and be in touch. Let's be in touch soon. So Ahava asked me to speak to you a little bit about the concepts of brachot and gratitude. And I thought, wow, I'm so lucky because there's no parsha that is better to discuss those concepts than Parshat Noach. And really, we could see these concepts all throughout the Parsha, but I'm just going to pick one piece for you, and maybe it's a piece that you've been less exposed to than others, meaning I could talk to you about the rainbow, and about how even when we see a rainbow and we make a bracha on a rainbow, that bracha actually reminds us of the Brit Hashem made with humanity, never to destroy the world again. And of course, we should have gratitude for that God says, people, I get that you're not perfect in this world, and I'm just going to let you live with your imperfections, and I'm going to remember this relationship I have with you. But I think probably almost all of you sitting there know that by now. I'd actually like to talk to you about a different part of the Parsha, where we learn about Noach's children, Shem, Cham, and Yefet, because Rav Shimshon Rapal Hirsch says that those three children are basically prototypes for humanity, meaning that each person within them has parts of the Shem personality, the Cham personality, and the Yefet personality, and each nation has parts of all those. It has a part of each one of those within them, but some of us are more Shem types, and some of us are more Cham types, and some of us are more Yefet types, and it's important to understand what those are, so that we can really fulfill our true potential. So now let me tell you what each part of each personality represents, and hopefully I'll be able to give you a little message at the end. So like this, Rav Hirsch says, Shem is the person who in the world he excelled in the intellectual realm and the spiritual realm, right? Bnei Israel are descendants of Shem. Why? Because Shem realized that it was the right and appropriate thing to do to call out B'Shem Hashem. That's why that's his name. So he used his intellect and he used his spirituality to make his mark on the world. Cham, we all know, is the person who is all about the physicality in this world, the sensuality in this world. Cham sees something and he wants it and he goes to take it. He desires something, he experiences something, and it's full-on physicality all the time. And Yefet, of course you all are aware Yefet is like the word Yafeh, is basically the union of those two personalities. Meaning Yefet is part Cham, a person who realizes, let's say, the beauty in the world and all that's there for the taking, and part Shem, that I should use my intellect. So an example I'll give you to explain this is, let's say you have someone who is an artist. The artist in the world will say, look at everything that's beautiful about the world, right? I'm going to explore that, but I'm going to think about it and use my mind to make a painting. Or I'll give you an even better example. Cham walks into the supermarket and says, I'm starving. And he grabs everything off the shelf and he gobbles it down. Shem walks into the supermarket, Yefet walks into the supermarket and says, I'm starving. I'm not going to gobble everything down. I'm going to take it and I'm going to make a magnificent banquet full of fancy food. And Shem says, I'm starving. I'm going to go pull everything off the shelves, maybe make a banquet, but I'm also going to think about how maybe I'm not the only person in the world who's starving, and I am going to go out and feed the poor with the food. So all of us in different areas of our lives have a bit of Shem, a bit of Yefet, and a bit of Cham. And our job is to learn how to nurture. Cham is obviously the least desirable part of a person. And our job is to really nurture those other two parts. And to close, I'll share with you an idea that I read by Rav Sachs. He was talking about diversity in the Jewish world. And he said that diversity is something, sometimes we think that when people are different than us, that it's something negative. And he said the truth is that when everyone's exactly the same, that's a sign of unhealthiness. He said the richness that comes from diversity is a sign of health and is a sign of growth and is a sign of strength. And what does this all have to do with gratitude? Because when we can look at ourselves and the diversity within ourselves, which sometimes looks like hypocrisy and maybe even hopefully is not, but things that like, oh, I really, really think it's important to make brachot. Oh, shoot, but I forget to make brachot, right? We look at that concept of things where we're still trying to grow. But also, and maybe even more so, we can look at our friends and we can say, wow, she's really good at that. She's really good at that. You know what? She's not so good at that, but maybe I can teach her, or maybe I can learn from her what not to do. We can look at each other and we can look at ourselves and appreciate our diversity. We can be grateful in this world for the fact that so many different types of people exist and that they all have what to give. And we can really be representative of what Chazal teach in Pirkei Avot, right? Ezehu chacham halomed mikol adam, who is wise, one who learns from every person. And with that, I'll wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. Have a good week. Good luck on your midterms. And I hope to be in touch with you soon. So awkward. I can't get the video to stop. Hee hee.